Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome to Vana Vitriolic, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 30 of LA Noire. I'm actually really surprised this game has lasted this long. 30 seems like a lot of parts for this game. I thought it was, I didn't think it was shorter, but like 30 parts seems long, especially for 40 to an hour long episodes, 40-minute. Although sometimes we've done shorter. But anyways, yeah, episode 30, case 2 of the arson desk. And by the way, I didn't look into it. I was going to research if I was correct or incorrect with the Matthew conviction versus the Varley conviction. I still don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. This game, again, is so hard. Like, genuinely, really hard to figure out. But yeah, we basically just have another fire, so let's go check out what's happening. That's Carruthers, right?
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
I do, but not for this sort of thing. In real life, I guess.
Do you have a name?
Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Jesus, man. I don't remember arson being this. Actually, I kind of do. Now that I think about it, the first time I played this game, I do remember arson being, like, really depressing. Or at least just, like, God. Oh my God. That's, like, that's one of the worst things I've seen in a video game, like, bar none. Jeez Louise, dude.
What are they doing?
The prayer effect is from the fire. The muscles and tendons contract.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
The prayer effect is from the fire, the muscles and tendons contract. Okay, well, we got an evidence card over here.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
Was that not showing respect?
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
It might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Okay, God, that was a horrendous sequence of events there. There is another show-all clue. Now, that's interesting. Okay, so before we go talk to Biggs, let's make sure we found everything here. Something like right there. We've definitely looked at the... Oh. There's like a different angle there, interestingly enough. Also, my controller vibrated. That's really weird. It acted as if that was a new clue. Because when your controller vibrates, that's usually like the signifier. I mean, it could just be outside. It probably is outside, I would bet. So let's just make sure not to leave. I think we got everything else in here, but let's do a pass-through through the house real quick. It's interesting, you know, playing a game like this where you have to find evidence when, like, things burn out. There's not really evidence to find,
Take
you
a
know?
smarter man than me to connect that.
Okay, so the baseball is not linked. Got some people roaming about outside. Looks like a burnt iron. Didn't think so, Cole. Okay. Oh, we can go downstairs, which is interesting. Whoa. Definitely did not expect that. Now, you would think from a game design perspective, there's got to be something down here. Otherwise, why would they even let you go down here? But I'm not sure. Swear to God, if there's nothing down here, it's going to be insane. Okay, I don't think Cole cares about that. Show me something, man. Nothing. Very surprising. Okay. And we still didn't find a new clue either, so it might just be outside. It might be the heater, but we got to go see what's going on with our partner. So I guess we'll do that. And what are you doing, Cole? Run this way.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
Interesting.
Looks like a fireman, son.
Okay, hold on. We'll, man, I don't know. We've definitely missed like a piece of evidence, but we should be able to find it later, hopefully.
LAPD, can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Man, I've seen this guy too. I swear, I've seen every single person in this entire game I have seen. Morelli Fire Witness Report.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Okay, that was definitely a lie. Probably a doubt here. I don't think we have evidence, though. Bodies moved, family photograph, weekend away. Yeah, that would have to be a doubt.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Planned demolitions.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. Their billboards, that Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Okay, that's also a lie. Did the Morellis want to sell houses to be demolished? Weekend away? Yeah, that would just be a doubt.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
Promotional travel contest.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
That's also a lie. This guy's straight up a liar. Weekend away statement from neighbor had won a weekend vacation. Who was running it? I don't know. Just another doubt, I guess.
I need more, Mr. Foreman. Tell me what you know about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
I know nothing about it. I've never heard of him.
That's really weird. Like, gosh, this game, man. So I guess that was a lie, but what was the evidence? The fact that he said that they won a contest, sure, but how does that mean that he knows who did the contest? Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't truth. He definitely did not seem truthful there. So, like, once again, this game is just so difficult.
Looks like the same model.
Also, Reginald Varley. But we put away the other guy. God, this freaking game. It's so tough. Oh.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Which is pretty crazy. That seems like a lot of force, especially for like a, like a water heater. Okay, so that might have been everything. We just needed to find that heater there. Looks like there's another neighbor right here. It's the same guy, I suppose. So, let's go look at intuition and see. Show all clues is still there. Interesting. I don't know what else it would be. Maybe something in the front yard? We pretty much looked at every single other thing, didn't we? How many evidence cards were there? There was A, and then there was a B, and then there was a C outside. Oh, something there.
Maybe if... No.
So annoying. I really wish that stuff was, like, not in this game. Blah, blah. So there's still something? What did we miss? I mean, the only thing I would think of would be in the basement. Could obviously just reveal all clues, but it's not really worth an intuition point if I could just find it. What would it be? What are you hiding? Unless it's just like testimony from another, you know, from a neighbor or something. Blah, blah. I mean, I almost feel like it's something down here, because, like, again, why would they let you go down here? Oh. So much trash everywhere. Blah, blah. But how did I not even find that the first time? That's kind of weird. All right, come on. Give me something, man. Give me something at all. So what would be show all clues? Like, I don't even know what show all clues even does, ultimately. I don't know what the final little piece of evidence is. Blah. Yeah, he just wants to run into that wall there. I don't know why. Wait, we can't go upstairs, right? Okay, let's go this way. It almost seems like the... Oh.
I swear, this town is going straight.
Oh. Wow, okay. Glad we didn't miss that. Housing development burns, ex-serviceman irate as GI's house is razed.
How did you get my number, Ira?
At first, I didn't understand you. But now I do.
I'd like you to come back to the clinic.
I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven. Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
I got friends.
Who the hell was that? He referred to him as Ira? So that's the guy that we're chasing right now, basically. It sounds like... Okay, so intuition. Show all clues is still available. Well, that is surprising. I mean, it almost looks like there's stuff over here.
So you're the first in this family.
But it's also saving the game as soon as we jump over here. So what are we freaking missing? It's just so difficult. because there's stuff strewn all about. It's got to be something in the yard, I would think. I just don't know exactly where to go. We looked at that. We looked down there. It's got to just be like something in the backyard here, maybe. Anything in the trash cans? What the heck would it be? I guess I'll just cut here and try to look for it, because I don't know what the heck it's going to be. Maybe something in this guy's backyard. That'd be interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and make sure that I find all of the clues, because I don't know where this last one is, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so apparently we missed something in the neighbor's front yard, which would make sense, because I would not have thought to even look here. We've got cigarette butts.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Calderon. And then also right next to it, we've got some prints.
He was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Boondockers. Now, apparently we were supposed to look at these before we talk to the neighbor here. We'll see if maybe we can get anything more out of him. Okay, suspicious activity.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Nope, can't say as I was looking out, though.
I think you're covering for someone, Foreman. Who is it?
And I think you are off your rocker. How can you make an accusation like that? What proof have you got?
The cigarette butts, I suppose? I don't know if that is freaking evidence or not. Found in front of neighboring residents, and then boot prints. Once again, is this a doubt? I mean, this could just be somebody. It's so hard to tell. It's like it could just be somebody else in the, you know, yard.
Looks like I made a mistake.
I'm gonna say doubt.
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, a beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
Couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Okay, well that's weird because that was the cranes that were in that one guy in that cutscene's house, which seemed to be the Ira guy that the doctor was calling, which is dramatic irony because our characters here don't know about that.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
For Elysian Fields developments.
New location, Elysian Fields. Okay, so it's almost like a hint here.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Okay, so this one has the flyer to Catalina Island. Very bizarre. Curious where all this is going. We have to go to the game well now.
How about $50 for an exclusive?
Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell's going on?
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Relay findings on the Morelli fire?
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go. We are not
Okay.
going to...
Yes, we are.
You just won't let this go, will you, Cole?
You know they're involved somehow. You expect me to turn my back on it?
You're a big boy. I expect you to know which battles are worth throwing my pension away for.
Oh my god, this thing has a wide berth. Elysian Fields, 12:25 p.m. So Cole's not supposed to be investigating this, but we know Cole at this point. He's going to do his due diligence.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's
Okay,
our
thank
cue.
you, ma'am.
Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office. You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs! We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Yeah, it is this guy, isn't it? The guy from Fringe, right? I think it's the same actor here. President of Elysian Fields, and this guy's face is plastered all over this chapter of the game. Elysian linked to arsons.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Okay, I mean, that seems somewhat truthful. I'm going to see what Cole says if we say lie.
We hear that Suburban is under severe time pressure to complete work on the new houses. I think you're getting heavy-handed about it, and it's gone wrong.
I hope you have some proof of how I'm involved in this. I'll be happy to sue you for whatever you're worth.
Okay, well, we definitely don't have proof, right? Bodies moved, weakened away, houses to be demolished. Houses to be demolished. Land cleared to allow construction of returned soldiers' housing. Water heater, cigarette butts, boot prints, origami crane. Elysian Fields flyers.
Looks like I was mistaken.
I guess this would be a doubt. He seemed to be a little dodgy.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Promotional travel contest.
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
I mean, that's definitely a lie, but I don't know if it's a doubt or not.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
I mean, we literally have a flyer with his face on it. Promotional flyer for Elysian Fields developments, and then there's the thing right there. Is it a doubt? How can we prove that he knows about this? Again, it's always so difficult. I'm just going to choose this.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
At Elysian Fields, outwit Leland Monroe when discussing his something achievement unlocked. Local land acquisitions.
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way. This guy's smug face. Let's say lie. See what happens.
I think you're being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that in a court of law, detective?
I don't know if I can. I don't think we have anything directly proving that. Houses to be demolished. It's weird that that's evidence, because that's just what's happening, basically. Okay, we definitely don't have evidence for this.
You're off the hook, for now.
So I'm assuming this would be doubt. I don't know if I want to use my intuition point. Probably not. I'm just going to say doubt.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense. The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Any of these names ring a bell. Joseph Bradley, Paul Jones, Herbert Chapman. Chapman was the arsonist guy, right? Michael Muldoon, Thomas Taffel, Leon Pebrov, David Ashworth. This guy right here was the guy that I think liked the fires, right? And had the mosquito, had the cigarette fire starter thing.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Okay, because we don't know if Chapman is still in police custody or not, basically.
Your boss is a fine man.
I didn't come to California to be a secretary.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. Damn. I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks.
Alrighty, well, let's go find Chapman then. Seems like he's definitely involved. Not the mastermind. Definitely not the mastermind. Don't think I'll take that giant fire truck either. That thing seems to be a death trap.
Here's what I heard. That cop caught the guy that did the dowry.
Discussing his developments or advertising. Yeah, you get an achievement for, you know, proving doing those questions in a correct manner, which is interesting. Okay, where are we going? I think we gotta drive around, basically. Rancho Escondido, incomplete Elysian housing development destroyed by a fire. So I think we gotta drive around until they can find Chapman. So until that happens, we'll go check out Rancho Escondido, which reminds me of Rancho Cucamonga. California names are so interesting. Like, every time I hear of a location in California, it's just so much unlike everywhere else. A lot of ranchos, a lot of sands, a lot of, San Bernardino. San, I feel like there's so many different, like, naming conventions present in California specifically, you know? All right, let's make a left here. Yeah, wasn't there a way to have your partner give you, like, directions to where you were wanting to go? I feel like that was a mechanic, wasn't it? I vaguely remember that being a thing. Okay, so it's right up here to the left. Looks like right here's the main entrance. Welcome to Rancho Escondido. New homes opening soon.
There are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
That's a great quote right there.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a
Smart
fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Okay, already.
I'm gonna beat you.
Being
black
damn
eyed
foolish,
soldier.
soldier. We're gonna have to pacify these poor saps.
Okay, was not expecting this. All right, we just got a straight up street brawl.
You right in the mouth.
I still don't know exactly what buttons I'm supposed to be pressing here. It's so weird. Okay, B to finish. Gotta remember that. B to finish.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Anything left to take a look at?
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap. You got an idea, Hotshot?
Odd fade to black there. Okay.
I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face delivers love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bin it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure.
You'll get around to it.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Okay, where's this guy at?
Didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has, Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Okay, so things are developing, yeah, very interestingly here. Our former partner from Advice, who is one of, if not the biggest antagonists in this game, surprisingly, is basically hardballing us to drop the investigation into the Suburban Redevelopment Fund because basically all the cops are corrupt. The dude, as he said, is on the board of whatever. Monroe has major swing in terms of dealing with all the cop stuff. So yeah, they're telling us to drop it, but Cole is not.
You're a reckless, bad person.
Cole's not in the business of dropping things like that. So I'm really curious. I remember one thing about how this game ends. Man, it's hard, because, like, I want to say so many things and theories and stuff, but I have beaten this game before, but I don't remember what is memory, what's conjecture, you know what I mean? There's a couple of things that are so interesting. All that I'll say is, I don't know if the homicide case is over. Like, with our time on the homicide desk, I don't know if that's over. I guess it is. We found the serial killer, right? It was the dude in the tomb. And then it just kind of ended, didn't it? It was like a wet fart. It just kind of ended, like, oh, this guy's tied to the, you know, police chief, whatever the hell, so we can't take him down. That felt really anticlimactic, but I'm wondering if there's something else with that. I vaguely remember that, but I also don't know. And then also, yeah, we've got like this origami situation, which reminds me of the game Heavy Rain, because there's a similar sort of thing in that game as well. All right, so here is the Chapman's apartment. The guy that was, yeah, the arsonist man, basically.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him, too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind of problem.
Let's take a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around. Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence. So I guess it's the same thing as that one homicide thing where, like, we couldn't choose a right guy. It was always, like, another guy or whatever, like the serial killer.
That's the best we can do for a policeman in this city.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed. Definitely gives him opportunity.
So this guy's not tied to the development fund?
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
I am on
Call
his
this
tail.
in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Go ahead, 11K.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to handle code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to outspeed us. He's kind of going really slow. I just don't know if there's any way for me to, like, damage him or anything. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to run into him or not. Bum ba da bum bum. Bum ba ba ba. Rum ba ba dum bum. Yum ba ba ba. I mean, I could, like, ram into him right here if I wanted to. Seems like when I pull up next to him, he goes way faster, though. Yum ba ba doom.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Okay, wish you had told me that before.
I need to be closer, Phelps. Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him.
Bum ba ba.
Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
You're right there, man. You got the shot.
Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug.
Jesus.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Ba 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 ba. Yum ba ba dum bum.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. It's hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. And I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? You'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Imagine that. Wait, Richard Nixon? Around this time? I thought Nixon would be much later. Right? Isn't this way too early for Nixon? I guess maybe he was an established politician.
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
It was a very quick... That was a very quick case there. Walking Elysian Fields. Yeah, only missed one question. Didn't get too many damage points. Leland Monroe will never face a charge, but a fistful of evidence might have got his attention. Pretty straightforward case. House of Sticks.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
I'm out of here.
Whoa.
And there's no need to come into the office, Miss Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
You gotta be kidding.
California Fire and Life, Elsa Lichtman, 6005 West Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, Los Angeles, 1947. Dear Miss Lichtman, pertaining to the matter of policy number BA and the sudden death of Mr. Louis Jan Bookwalter, I am writing to inform you that you have been named as sole beneficiary of Mr. Bookwalter's estate. Please find attached a settlement check for $20,000, the maximum payable amount in accordance with Clause 4A of the Life Care, Disability, and Accidental Death Policy which Mr. Bookwalter held. If you wish to dispute the settlement, you may contact our account management office by return mail or by phone during office hours. With condolences, Clarence W. Fleming, Claims Assessor, California Fire and Life Insurance, $20,000 check.
I don't accept the
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
Weird. So we're playing as Jack Kelso here. Don't remember this at all. Wonder if this is the DLC one. Maybe I never played this, but I should have. I don't know. Interesting. Elysian Fields Developments, Normandy Avenue Subdivision, latitude, longitude. So we're just hitting anything?
There's got to be more in these files.
Imagine just watching Kelso just tap random things. Come on, tap, Kelso. Okay, what do we got? California Fire and Life Reinsurance Policy number... in the employ of Elysian Fields Development, Louis Jan Bookwalter was killed when the roof of the property on which he was working collapsed. California Fire and Life property details insure California Fire and Life, Normandy Avenue Subdivision, Elysian Fields Developments, February 23rd, 1947... for $3,500 against loss or damage not exceeding $900. Not sure if there's something I'm supposed to be tapping here. I mean, it all seems pretty straightforward, right? So let's turn the page, I guess. On Tuesday, 28th January at approximately 8:30 in the morning, Mr. Bookwalter was ascending the roof structure of a property at the Normandy Avenue development when a fault in the ridge beam caused it to sag. Witness report that Mr. Bookwalter slipped and attempted to right himself by holding onto a ceiling rafter, but the rafter broke. Mr. Bookwalter fell approximately 23 feet to the ground. His falling weight...
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss.
Caused several ceiling joists to snap, and these fell inward along with part of a prefabricated roof truss. An autopsy later revealed that Mr. Bookwalter's cranium was shattered, probably when he struck his head on one of the roof beams. He sustained significant internal injuries as a result of the falling timber and died of internal hemorrhage approximately 10 minutes after the initial roof collapse. Independent testing of the ridge beam and roof truss had determined that faults in the timber were undetectable prior to installation. Witness report that Mr. Bookwalter is following all safety procedures. It is the opinion of this investigator that the death of Louis Jan Bookwalter constitutes a genuine and unavoidable industrial accident and no fault can be ascribed to Elysian Fields developments. The insurance benefits associated with this policy should be paid in full to the designated beneficiaries. Timothy Lee, Senior Claims Investigator. It looks like I'm still supposed to find something. Not sure what that would be. Maybe I just press B and exit here. Maybe it's one of these little lines of information. Bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
Okay, Elsa Lichtman, jazz singer, beneficiary of Lou Bookwalter's insurance policy. Disputed claim payout.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Bookwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
Probably truth, right?
What are you talking about, Ms. Lichtman? This was an industrial accident.
How do you know that?
Because it says right here in black and white.
Do you believe everything that you read, Mr. Kelso?
That's weird, because Elsa's been set up to be like a truthful person. Okay, I don't know if you could, literally just can't pass these. Connection to Bookwalter.
You and Bookwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
That's probably a doubt. Settlement letter, Bookwalter case file. Family friends.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
Motive for dispute.
So the roof collapsed, accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Ms. Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
Again, that seems like the truth. I mean, I don't know what else that would be.
I'm intrigued, Ms. Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address, but not the phone number.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
So weird. Okay, visit Curtis Benson's office. What? So Kelso was hitting on Elsa? Like, what's the deal with these two Marines that are, like, good, honest guys, at least on some level, and then they're both just, like, entranced by this German woman and will let her ruin their lives? So weird. We can also examine this again. Yeah, did we not examine this?
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, that definitely sounded like he was hitting on her, right? Which is really weird and out of character, feels like, for this guy. We already took a look at this letter. And then the other thing was the case file, which we already looked at as well. I'm curious what the first one was, because she seemed truthful, but yet it was like a lie or a doubt.
I didn't come to California to be a secretary.
Bum ba da bum bum ba ba bum bum zoom ba da bum bum. I literally do not remember playing as Kelso at all, to the point where I'm wondering if this is actually the DLC case and I just never played it. I don't know. I thought I played all the DLCs though when I bought them off the Xbox 360 marketplace back in the day. So weird, because they could have jammed this in if they wanted to as a DLC, kind of like glimpse into what was going on behind the scenes.
You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lickman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lickman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of it.
the beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
I was married by a judge. Should have asked for a jury.
Your car, Mr. Kelso. Thanks, kid.
Hold Y to skip to your destination? That's new too. I feel like this is DLC, but I could be completely wrong. Chevrolet Fleetmaster 2DR. All right, well, this is interesting. Yeah, because basically in this version of the game on Steam, they implemented all the DLCs into the story. So I could have just never played this, or it's just not DLC and I'm completely forgetting. I don't know. Either way, that'll be where we end. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to join up on the Patreon, link is in the description below. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.